This is Wayne from My Tech News, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the game Celeste. Celeste is a 2D pixel art platformer. In principle, this game looks kind of generic and it looks like your average platformer, but in execution, this game is flat out amazing. There, I said it, yes, it's flat out amazing. Basically, you have this girl named Madeline, and she's trying to climb a mountain, and all you're pretty much doing in Celeste is actually platforming. That's all you can do in Celeste. So if you like platformers, then this game's going to be right up your alley. I love everything about Celeste. I love the fact that it's just pure platforming. There's nothing going on that's too crazy. You don't even actually have combat in this game, so there's no combat to be found. It's strictly 2D platforming, but it's some of the best 2D platforming I've played in the game in years. Yes, this is flat out one of the best 2D platformers I played in years. So if you're interested in 2D platformers, or you just love platformers, whether they be 3D platformers or 2D platformers, then this game's going to deliver, and I'm loving every second of Celeste. Now, Celeste can be bought for $20, so it is a $20 title. Just keep that in mind if you're thinking about picking up Celeste. I love everything about Celeste. I love the music in the game. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I think Celeste has maybe my favorite soundtrack of all time right now. I know that's saying a lot, but I absolutely think this is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, or is my favorite soundtrack of all time right now. I just love every second of the soundtrack of this. I love how it's atmospheric. I love how it really does feel like you're going up a mountain. I love in different levels you really feel like you're there, just because the music really ties everything together with the pixel art and with the platforming and everything like that. I love the soundtrack. This is actually one gaming soundtrack I can actually safely say I've been listening to outside the game. That's how much I love this soundtrack. I'm not actually going to show you any soundtrack in this video, so you're going to have to look up some stuff if you're curious about the soundtrack. But the soundtrack is absolutely flat out amazing, and I am in love with this soundtrack. I love it, love it, love it, love it. But outside the soundtrack, of course, the main gameplay mechanics are done so well. You have this girl named Madeline, and really all you have are a couple simple basic moves. You can move her around the screen, you can jump, and then you also have a dash in the game, and that's pretty much all you have in the game. But the thing is, when you're going through different levels, they add these different mechanics. Like, for instance, one level you may be pushing blocks around, or another level you may be going through these bubbles, or just these different elements, and it really does tie everything together. The fluidity of the game is very nice. The pacing of the game is very nice. I also love the fact that in this game, when you die, it's an instant respawn. There's no lives. There's no game overs in this game, because if they were to do that, then I don't know how many people would beat this game, because right now, this game is a very difficult game. I would actually say it's one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my lifetime, yes. I might even put it up there as one of the top 10 hardest games of all time, in my opinion. This game is just very, very difficult. So if you don't like difficult games, then maybe this game's not going to be for you. But I don't think it's difficult enough to where you can't beat this game. There is something to note about this game. You can actually make this game easier on yourself if you put on assist mode. I wouldn't recommend assist mode, because that pretty much defeats the whole purpose of playing this game. Why are you even going to play this game if you're going to play assist mode? What assist mode actually allows you to do is, assist mode actually allows you to change a lot of the mechanics in the game. So you can have like invincibility, or you can have more jumps if you want to, or you can have more dashing and things like that. But that's flat out stupid, and in my opinion, if you're playing like that, you might as well not even buy this game if you're just going to put assist mode on. Overall, my time with Celeste is flat out amazing. I'm loving every second of this game. I think this game is like 6 hours, I want to say, or 8 hours, somewhere around there. But since this game is a very difficult platformer, you're probably going to double that time easily to 12, 13 hours, just because this game is so hard that you're going to keep dying and dying and dying and dying. Right now, I'm probably already at 3,000 or 4,000 deaths in the whole game altogether. That really shows you how hard this game is. This game is not for the faint of heart. So if you're a person that likes casual games, or if you're not really into gaming, then you definitely want to skip this game out. One thing I like about Celeste also is the fact that Celeste is a game that actually has quite amount of good content in the game, or has a lot of content in the game. So you can do stuff besides just beating the main story, but you can go out your way to get these things called strawberries. Now, the strawberries in the game actually really don't do anything to the game, so you're not actually going to be unlocking anything when you get these things throughout each level called the strawberries. The only thing the strawberries actually do, apparently, is actually change the in-game in-game ending. So if you want to change the ending of the game, you can get strawberries, and that's pretty much what those are for. Or also, the reason you'd want to get strawberries is because when you get these strawberries, you actually have to go out of your way. So the platforming even gets more difficult, because a lot of times these strawberries are in really difficult spots, even more difficult than the main path. So when you're going off the beaten path to actually get these strawberries, they're very difficult and very hard to get. But the thing is, even though they don't really do much, and they might change the in-game ending of the game, it's just nice and satisfying to know that you're a platform master by getting all these strawberries. And on top of the strawberries, you can actually get these things called cassettes, and these cassettes actually allow you to have multiple versions of the same level. Just like in real life, how a mountain has multiple has different sides to a mountain, the game actually has different sides to each level. Like for instance, level 1 may have a B side or a C side. You can unlock those sides by getting cassette tapes. The thing is, with the cassette tapes, those levels are very difficult. If you thought the levels in the game were already very hard and very difficult and very painful, well, get ready to get the B sides, because they're flat out ridiculous. And I guarantee you 100% of people aren't going to be able to beat these, or even if you do beat them, it'll take you a million hours to beat these B sides. I tried beating one, and I pretty much had like 3,000 or 4,000 deaths on one of them, and I pretty much had to give up. I wasted like 5 hours of my time trying to beat the B-sides. One thing I love about the B-sides of each level, which are the extra levels in the game, I love the fact that those have remixed music of the level that you're currently playing, and the remixed music is amazing. I was blown away by the tracks in this game, and that's not exaggerating at all. Like I said, I love the music in this game. I have a smile on my face right now just because the music of the game is phenomenal. I love it. Those B-side remixes even make the game, even make the music even much more incredible. That's why I'm saying that this soundtrack is some of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in my lifetime when it comes to video games. I love the soundtrack here. It honestly blew me away. I know some people may not feel like that, but honestly, for me personally, this soundtrack blew me away, and the B-side soundtracks were flat out amazing on some of the levels. I actually haven't even beaten any of the B-side levels to any of the actual levels, the extra stages, because they're super hard, but I'm trying to, and I'm trying to see if I can beat some of them. After you beat the B-sides of levels, apparently then the C-sides become unlockable, and according to some people, the C-sides are much more easier than the B-sides of levels. So it goes, the normal state, the normal A side or the normal level of the stage is pretty difficult, but then when you go to the B side, it's much more difficult, and then if you go to the C side, it's more easier. Apparently, I don't know how true that is because I never played a C side of a level, but that's pretty much how it goes. And there is one thing about Celeste that I'm actually in love with. I love the fact that this game is a very fast and very fun platformer, and it also makes you think outside the box. So if you're a person that wants to think, this game is definitely for you. I can kind of say this game is a 2D pixel art platformer with puzzle elements inside of it, because a lot of the times when you're playing Celeste, you're going to actually have to be thinking of how to actually beat the level. It's not straightforward. And the thing is, with Celeste, they don't hold your hand at any point. When you basically play the game, they tell you all the controls, but outside of that, they don't tell you any other mechanics. And a lot of levels throw in these different mechanics that you have to learn. And a lot of the times, honestly, for me, I had to look up some stuff online, just because when I went to the level, it didn't actually explain it right, and I didn't know where to go, and I didn't know how to use these certain mechanics, and I had to look them up. So be ready when you buy this game. You may have to look up some stuff online to actually figure out how to beat some of the levels in the game, because it's not going to hold your hand. This is not a hand-holding game. This is a very hard 2D pixel art platformer. On top of that, since the game is so fun to play and so fun, just the speed of the game and just all the mechanics of the game are so fun, I'm actually thinking about speed running this game. I'm not really a speed running type person, but for some reason this game really makes me want to speed run this game. And currently, if you look on a website called speedrun.com, which is the main speed running website for speedrunners who speed run video games, this game currently has over 500 people speed running this game. Do I blame people for speed running this game? No. This game was made for speed running, and if you're a really big speed running person, then you're definitely going to want to play this game, and you're definitely going to want to try to speed run this game. And they actually have a speed running clock in the game if you want to throw on the speed running clock in the game. There's just a little addition because they knew people were going to speed run this game, and this is one game I'm going to spend my time speed running speedrunning this game, and I'm going to see how long it takes to beat this game, and I'm very excited to speedrun. This is a game I'm going to be playing for quite some time just to try to see how good I can get. Will I ever be getting the good scores some people are getting it? This game, like I said, takes anywhere between 6 to, like I would say, 12 or 13 hours to beat, depending on your skill level, but if you throw in speedrunning in the mix and you're an actually a good, confident speedrunner, the world record, I think, right now is like 29 or 30 minutes to beat this whole game, and that is absolutely insane considering this game is very hard, and considering if you're doing the speedrun for this game, you can't even die once. If you die once on the level, there's almost no way you're going to get the 29 to 30 minutes that the pros are getting on this game. I just want to figure out how to speedrun this game because this game is perfection. Do I recommend Celeste? Yes, I do. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people in the gaming industry always throw in the difficulty of the game towards the score. Like if a game's hard, they might knock down the score, or if a game's too easy, they might knock down the score. It kind of does suck that games are always scored. Some of the scores always based around the difficulty of the game. What I can say is, in my opinion, I think the difficulty of the game doesn't hurt the game. I know a lot of people don't like hard games, and I know a lot of people fault games for being too hard, but I think that the difficulty of this game is slightly more harder than a lot of people would want, but I think it's a good challenge, and I think you can eventually overcome all your problems with this game and everything like this. Oh yeah, also, by the way, before I head out of the video, I wanted to touch on the story, because there is a story to Celeste which I didn't even talk about. I was forgetting to talk about the story of the game. The story of the game is a very charming and very cute story to the game. I'm not going to spoil any of the story to this game, but I'm absolutely loving the story of the game. I think it's a very charming and a very heartwarming story. So if you love heartwarming, or if you love charming stories, then you're definitely going to love the actual story to Celeste. And I'm in love with the characters of the story. I'm in love with the dialogue of the story. I love the story in this game. I love how this girl named Madeline is trying to overcome all her problems in this game, and she's trying to climb a mountain and things like that. I'm not going to, like I said, not going to spoil any of the story in this game, but like I said, going back to the difficulty of this game, I would say the difficulty doesn't hurt the score of the game. Honestly, if you were to ask me, I would believe everyone out there, or some people out there, I would honestly give this game a perfect score. There's nothing really wrong with this game outside of the difficulty. To be honest, if you were going to knock off the difficulty, then maybe go down to like a 9.9 or 9.8 for me. But honestly, for me personally, I'm not having difficulties beating the game. I'm pretty much at the end of the game right now. I'm about to beat the game. I just wanted to talk about the game because this honestly might be one of my favorite. I'm stuttering. This honestly might be one of my favorite platformers of all time, or maybe it might be one of my favorite indie games of all time. This game is flat out amazing. I can't recommend this game enough. So if you love 2D pixel art platformers, or if you love platformers in general, or just hard games in general, then definitely buy Celeste. I think it's worth every penny of $20. Good gameplay. The mechanics are good. This is kind of like a puzzle game. Be warned, you will need to look up stuff online because they don't explain the mechanics on some levels too well. They don't really hold your hand in this game. I love the music of this game. Best music of all time for me, period. Right now, I'm just loving everything about Celeste. Go out and buy Celeste. I can't recommend this game enough. So I'm back on the camera right now because I did forget to mention something about Celeste. One thing I did want to mention about Celeste, which I don't think another video game in a very long time really made me feel this way. I really felt a sense of accomplishment after I conquered a level in the game. That's because you keep dying and dying and dying on levels. After you figure out all the mechanics to a level, and after you finally beat the level, after like an hour or two, you really do feel like you have a sense of accomplishment. It really does make you feel great inside after you beat a level. And I don't blame people also for going out of their ways for the strawberries, just because the strawberries are pointless, like I said previously in the video, but the fact that it just gives you a sense of accomplishment doing something that not a lot of people can do because they're so hard to get these strawberries, that I don't blame people for doing that, or even doing the extra stages in the game like the B-sides or the C-sides, because after you unlock the B-sides and you do the B-sides, you're so hard, you just really feel good inside that you conquered something that almost a lot of people can't do. And I don't blame people for doing the balls hard B-sides or getting all the strawberries in this game. This game will give you a sense of accomplishment. I said it. I just wanted to talk about it in this video because this is one game that really did make me feel like I accomplished something in a video game. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.